A beautiful Sunday to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on News Express. Nigeria is once again facing a heartbreaking national tragedy after terrorists who adopted pupils and teachers in Oyo State reportedly opened communication channels and issued conditions to the government, deepening fear, anger, and emotional trauma across the country. What began as another horrifying school attack has now transformed into a terrifying negotiation crisis involving innocent children, devastated parents, traumatized teachers, and frightened communities struggling to understand how insecurity has reached such a dangerous level in Nigeria. The emotional pain surrounding this tragedy continues growing because the victims are not politicians. They are not wealthy elites or powerful public figures. They are ordinary school children, teachers, and families whose only crime was believing that schools should be safe places for learning and growth. The attack in Ori local government area has shaken Ogbomoso and surrounding communities completely. Armed men reportedly invaded school environments, adopted pupils including toddlers, killed educators, and escaped through forest routes while terrified residents watched helplessly. Since then, fear has spread rapidly across communities as parents withdrew children from schools and teachers struggle emotionally to continue normal academic activities. Many residents now wake up every morning with fear dominating their minds because nobody feels completely safe anymore. The emotional burden on families whose children remain in captivity is almost impossible to fully describe. Parents are reportedly unable to sleep peacefully because they do not know whether their children are hungry, injured, sick, terrified, or even alive inside the forest where the kidnappers are hiding. What has shocked many Nigerians even more is the report that the terrorists have now reportedly opened talks and issued conditions regarding the adopted victims. According to reports, the kidnappers allegedly refused direct communication with affected families and instead insisted they only wanted to negotiate with government authorities. That revelation alone exposes how bold and organized these criminal groups have become. These are no longer desperate criminals operating secretly in fear of security agencies. These are armed groups behaving with dangerous confidence, issuing instructions, controlling fear psychologically, and forcing entire communities into emotional paralysis. Nigerians are now asking painful questions about how criminals became powerful enough to attack schools, adopt children, kill teachers, and still confidently dictate negotiation terms afterwards. The most emotionally devastating part of this tragedy remains the involvement of small children among the victims. Reports that toddlers between 2 and 3 years old are among those adopted has intensified national outrage and heartbreak. Imagine little children barely able to understand what is happening, suddenly dragged into forests, surrounded by armed men carrying dangerous weapons. Imagine frightened children crying endlessly for their parents while trapped in unfamiliar and terrifying environments. Imagine mothers sitting awake throughout the night, wondering whether their children are cold, hungry, injured, or emotionally broken. This situation has gone beyond ordinary insecurity. It has become a national humanitarian crisis capable of leaving permanent emotional scars on families and communities for years to come. The attack has also exposed how deeply insecurity is now damaging education across vulnerable parts of Nigeria. Many parents no longer trust school environments because they fear children may become targets for kidnappers at any moment. Teachers themselves are emotionally traumatized because they know educational institutions near forests and isolated communities are increasingly exposed to danger. Some schools in affected areas are reportedly operating with reduced attendance because fear has completely overwhelmed public confidence. Communities that once viewed education as the pathway towards a better future are now beginning to associate schools with danger, panic, and uncertainty. That development should alarm every serious Nigerian, because no country can build lasting progress when parents become too afraid to send children to classrooms. Another heartbreaking aspect of this crisis is the death of teachers during the attack. Reports indicate that educators were brutally targeted while trying to carry out their responsibilities. One teacher reportedly lost his life during the violence, while another teacher, Michael Onyedugum, was allegedly killed in captivity. The emotional impact of those deaths has spread deeply through educational communities because teachers represent guidance, discipline, sacrifice, and hope inside society. Nigerians are now asking how a country expects educational growth when teachers themselves are increasingly becoming victims of violent insecurity. Many educators working in vulnerable rural communities now fear for their own lives while trying to continue serving students under dangerous conditions. The emotional panic generated by the attacks has also reportedly triggered chaos in nearby school areas. Rumors about suspicious movements around bushes and school surroundings reportedly caused students and residents to flee in fear during one incident. Tragically, a student reportedly died after being hit by a vehicle while trying to escape confusion, while the child's mother later reportedly died from emotional shock after hearing the devastating news. Think carefully about how tragic that situation is. Fear itself is now becoming deadly. Families are collapsing emotionally, not because of direct attacks, but also because prolonged insecurity has completely shattered psychological peace inside communities. Nigerians are increasingly living under emotional pressure because nobody knows where the next tragedy may happen. Many citizens are now openly questioning whether enough is being done to protect schools and vulnerable communities across the country. Communities have reportedly complained about insecurity around forests, suspicious armed movements, and delayed security responses long before tragedies eventually exploded publicly. Yet, many residents often feel ignored until disaster strikes. This pattern has become painfully familiar nationwide. Citizens raise alarm, warnings are issued, communities beg for protection. Nothing serious happens. Then terrorists attack. Then emergency meetings begin. Then public statements are released. Then promises are made again, while citizens continue burying loved ones and praying desperately for survival. Nigerians are emotionally exhausted by this endless cycle because people no longer want condolences alone. They want visible protection. They want urgent action and real security improvements before more innocent lives are destroyed. At the center of this painful tragedy remains one undeniable reality. Innocent children simply wanted education. Teachers simply wanted to perform their duties. Families simply wanted peaceful lives. Instead, entire communities are now trapped in fear, while terrorists continue dictating conditions and controlling national attention through violence. Nigeria must urgently decide whether protecting schools, teachers, and vulnerable communities is truly a national priority or merely another issue discussed emotionally after tragic strikes. Because if armed groups continue attacking classrooms, adopting children, killing educators, and negotiating openly with authorities, while citizens lose confidence in public safety, then the country risks losing far more than security alone. It risks losing trust, losing stability, hope, and eventually the future itself. For more updates and in-depth analysis, stay with us on News Express. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.